All right, everybody, let's get started. Tell us what city and state or country you're from. We're going to be talking about dialogue, scripting, whatever you want to call it. We're going to start with how we talk to expireds, for sale by owners, online leads, past clients, and all these different approaches. Let's see where everybody's from. Oh, wait, we're all over the place. I love it.
Whoa,
Oh, I see Daniel. What's up, Daniel?
Santa Monica in the house from Anthony.
Where's that at?
Hello, Anthony. Where's Santa?
Where's Santa Monica, Anthony? I have no idea.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
All right, let's get going. I'm going to ask the audience on this one. Where would you all like to start when it comes to dialogue? Should we go with online leads, past clients, sphere, kind of the same thing there? Expired, for sale by owners, just listed, just sold, regular old, follow-up. What are we looking at? Give us some love so we understand where to start here. All right, here they come.
Expired, online leads, past client, online leads, expires, past client, online leads.
I'm thinking
a lot of online leads.
I'm looking at past clients and online leads as the first two, and then expireds. Looks like online leads is now ahead of past clients. All right, let's go. Let's start with online leads. Let's go into past clients, and then let's hit expireds. You good with that?
Let's do it. Let's send it.
All right, let's go. Let me see if I can pop up something so people can follow along too, because we've got a download for you. Actually, it's just a click. It's not even a download. I'm going to drop this into the chat so you all have it. Just in case you don't have it, it's what we typically base our dialogue on. And remember, it's just a place that we start this way. Here, I dropped it in the chat. Let us know if you can open it. Give us a yes in the chat if you're able to open it. All right, yes, perfect. Thanks, Daniel. Chat. Daniel's always first. You know, Daniel, I think you're probably golfing and you're multitasking. There you go. That's what you're probably doing. Chuck, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. You can take a look at that. You don't have to, but let's go over online leads. We typically split up online leads into two forms. We've got the portal leads. We've got Zillow, Realtor.com. And then on the other end, we have Google PPC, Facebook lead ads, Instagram ads. Those are the ones that we typically split it into. The Realtor.com and Zillow leads are more ready right now. They're usually out and they want to see some homes. They don't have as many questions. They just want to see property. When you compare those to Google and Facebook lead ads, they're a lot further out. And so it's a lot of nurturing. The approach is slightly different. And that's where we're going to role play it here with Mark and I, just so you get an idea of what it should sound like. We did this a little bit last time, but we're going to start it with this again. Mark, I'm going to call you on a Google one, on a Google PPC, same thing as Facebook lead ads. And it's a little different. So as you pay attention, we're trying to create relationships. That's the very first thing we're trying to establish. Relationships, because we know they're not going to buy anytime soon. And if they do, amazing, right? But we want to show you the differences here. Mark, I'm going to call you up. I'm an online lead. I came to, let's just play with Malibu. I came to look at homes in Malibu. You got the lead from Google PPC from Wailopo. And this is where we're at. Ready?
Yep.
All right, ring, ring.
Hello?
Oh, I'm going to play like that. Got it. Okay, sorry. Here, let's start all over. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mark?
Yeah, this is Mark.
Hey, Mark. This is Tristan with Keller Williams Realty. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome, man. Listen, you just visited our website to search for homes, and you're probably not going to buy anything anytime soon, but I also don't want to send you things you don't ever want to see. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you visited our site, maybe what you're looking for?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just kind of looking. Wife and I were just talking last night about how we're kind of wanting to buy our first place, and I don't know. I just honestly really started looking.
Nice. Have you given a thought as to where you want to be? Because Malibu, you've got oceanfront, you've got ocean view, and then you've got more towards the hills with no real view. Have you given a thought into where you want to be?
Yeah, I don't think I can afford on the water. I don't have $10 million, but so definitely something in the
Okay.
hills.
No problem. What I'll do is I'll send you some things to take a look at, all different price points until we figure out what you're looking for. What's bringing you to Malibu?
Well, actually, I've always wanted to live like at least close to the water, kind of. I've never had the opportunity to do so, and I really want to be able to do that.
Nice. You're thinking of maybe next year or the year after that? What's your timeline look like?
We're not really sure just yet. We don't really know kind of what the market's going to do with like the interest rates and stuff like that. So we don't really know.
Nice. Yeah, you know what? We aren't sure what's actually going to happen. We keep on seeing it go up, go down. Are you looking to sell a home in order to buy this one? Are you going to do this all cash with a loan? What does that look like?
Yeah, definitely don't need to sell anything. We're probably going to be financing. I actually don't have a lender or bank or anything like that. I don't actually even really know the process.
Oh, got it. So you're a little ways out and you've never gone through this process before. We can definitely take you through that whole process. My concern is this, Mark. I don't want to send you homes and then you're like, Tristan, you're just not sending me the things that I want to see. This is ridiculous. I want to be able to send you the right homes so you look at it and you're like, honey, these are so cool. I like, have you seen this one? And then send it to her. I want that excitement every time I send you a home. So you know that I'm actually looking at homes for you. So tell me, what would excite you out here?
Yeah, definitely a 3 bed, 2 bath, something like under like 2.5 million would be ecstatic. Garage would be great, and honestly, that's pretty much kind of in a nutshell what we're looking for.
Awesome. All right. And then time frame, we're not sure. Where are you moving from?
We're actually in Culver City right now. I don't know if you're familiar with the area.
Yeah. Culver City to Malibu. That's a little bit of a change in culture. What's bringing the change?
Well, I mean, I kind of work remote now, so I don't really need to be in Culver City anymore. And
Mm.
not really liking kind of like the area anymore. I mean, it was nice when we were younger, but now that we have like kids, like it's just not really feasible.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Mark. So this is what I'll do. I'm going to see what I can find for you. I know you're at the very beginning stages. And like I said, I just want to make this experience fun for both of you, your wife and you. So look out for an email. I'll intro who the team is, who we are, and then I'll text you as soon as we hang up here. And then later on this week, I'll make sure that our lender follows up with you. His name's Daniel, since he's in the call here. So his name's Daniel. He'll be reaching out to you. He'll go over the process. And look, if you don't end up buying for 5-6 years, at least you understand what this process looks like, because it hasn't changed in a very long time, right? Interest rates change, some programs change, but the process still pretty much remains the same. So those are the things that I'll do for you. And do me a favor. When you get the first email that I send out with, let's say, 4 or 5 different properties, I want you to tell me, Tristan, this one right here and this one right here is more along the lines of what I'm looking for. And that way, when things pop up first day, when I talk to realtor friends in the area that say, hey, Tristan, I've got this coming out, at least I understand exactly what you're looking for so that I don't waste your time throwing you a whole bunch of stuff that you're never going to like. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right, Mark, we'll do that. And then watch out for my text and then we'll stay in touch.
Cool. Thank you, Tristan.
Thanks, buddy. So
Wait,
that's
just like left.
yeah. That's funny. I thought I'd throw Daniel in there since he's in the call. He's a lender. So
Okay.
what we're trying to do here is establish a relationship. What we do often with Google and Facebook lead ads as real estate agents is we typically try to close them on the first call. And the moment that you start doing that, you leave that taste of this person is a used car salesman.
Mhm.
And then they connect that and say, oh yeah, all real estate agents are the same. They just want to sell you shit all the time. So what we want to do is establish a relationship based on the very thing that connects us right now, and that's real estate. I just want to make sure I have the real estate portion of this correct so that I can base a strong relationship on the value that I'm giving through that, right? That's the key to that. And Mark, let's play a past client one. You're going to call me. I'm
Yep.
your past client. This way we can shift through because I just saw the time. It's like 1:13 already Pacific.
Yeah.
So we want to get all.
Honestly, though, like, to be fair, the online lead one is usually the longest like scripting one there is. The rest of these are pretty much faster, so I think that's okay. But yeah, let's do it. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Tristan, it's Mark.
Hey, Mark, what's up? How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good. How's Nicole?
She's good. She's good. Hey, look, Tristan. I just wanted to say I can't believe that it's been a year since I gave you the keys to your house today.
It's been a long time, man.
It's wild. Isn't that wild?
It's been crazy. I mean, we love this place. We love this place.
Did you get a chance to do?
You know what's interesting is we couldn't have timed the market better, right? So
I know
the interest rates were incredibly low.
I know, it was so good. So good. We'll probably never see that again in our lives, honestly.
Yeah, well, thanks for telling me ahead of time.
Yeah, of course. Hey, it's what I'm here for. Did you get a chance to do the bathroom that you wanted to do?
Not yet, dude. I thought I was going to. I moved in and then we didn't end up doing anything.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. If you need someone, I still got the contractor that can do it for you. So just let me know and I can bump that information to you.
Maybe a plumber if you've got a plumber.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'll throw you one out right after this call. We just did an inspection together. He's doing great. So he's fantastic. But look, Tristan, so I kind of wanted just to reach out and say congrats again, for a 1-year anniversary, and just kind of reaching out to some clients like yourselves and kind of, just letting you know you'd probably be pretty surprised to see how much equity is actually in your home in this last year. How are you doing with the property? I know you said you love it. Is there anything that's missing though that you kind of wanted to go a second time around, or how are we feeling?
No, I'm pretty happy. We're pretty happy here. We've seen prices have kind of stabilized. Is that what we're seeing in the real estate market, or what's going on?
Yeah. So actually, when we bought your home last year at 750,000, I'm actually looking at some comps here. We're looking at about 925 right now in this kind of market. I know, it's crazy, right? And that's even with prices stabilizing.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. We are seeing property sit on the market a little bit longer, but that's completely normal. Whenever we were looking at homes, remember how much we had to do to get that offer accepted?
Mm-hmm.
We had to do like everything under the sun. Things are a little different now, where there's a bit more of an even playing field. So there's actually more buyers now than there were before, which is nice. It's more of like a stabilized market. But again, some serious equity in there. I do have a question for you though.
Shoot.
Seems like you're going to be staying at your house for a while, which I'm really glad, because it means that helped you find a house that you love, right?
Yeah.
Well, seeing where the market might shift to in the next few months, or to kind of see where things are going, would you be interested in possibly chatting about jumping into something as far as like an investment goes and expanding your portfolio?
We've talked about it a little, but we're just concerned with the market, the way it's heading. We're not sure yet. Maybe next year, once we understand what happens with the economy, I think that'll be better. But we have thought about it.
Yeah. When you guys think about it, what comes to mind? Is it something that's like a flip or like a rental, or like what are those
Probably
conversations?
a rental. We're looking at all the possibilities, but what keeps on popping up is an Airbnb. And
Nice.
if you know how that works, you can let us know, because we have no idea how Airbnbs work.
Yeah, actually, I have a couple of friends who have some as well. I'm more so in the rental game, but Airbnbs are kind of the same thing. It's just quicker turnover. And I have some friends who do it as well, and I'm thinking about doing it as well. So maybe we can go in on something together. Wouldn't that be fun? But Tristan, what does that look like as far as like cash flow? What are you looking for? Are you looking for something that nets like 500 a month, 1,000 a month, 750 a month?
I don't know it. I don't know enough yet. I think if we go the Airbnb route, I just don't want to be negative every month. That's all.
That's a good place to be. It's not negative.
I just don't want to be negative.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're breaking even or a little bit positive, you can see the actual value in just owning it, because look at your house now. We're
Yeah,
at $125,000 in equity in just 365 days. It's pretty
that's
wild.
true.
Do the math on that for a day. You see how much money you make a day just living there. Well, what areas would you be interested in for
Uh,
Airbnb?
we heard that staying local is probably best because we live here and we can monitor it, and that's our first one. We know the area well. That's probably what we want to do.
Okay, fantastic. Did you kind of have like a price in mind, or at least like a monthly payment of what you'd be comfortable with adding to your current expenses?
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay,
We don't. I think I said it's too early to tell.
sure. No, of course. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll keep an eye out for something that could be a good possible investment for an Airbnb, something that where the neighborhood will allow it. If it's an HOA, I'm making sure that that's okay as well. Um,
Perfect. Yeah, actually,
yeah,
I didn't know that. That's a good point.
yeah. So, how about this? I'll keep in touch and we'll send you over some properties. And in the meantime, I'd love to stop by and see the house and see you soon.
Stop by anytime. Just text me.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. Well, thanks,
All
Tristan,
right.
so much. And the best of the family for me.
Appreciate that. All right. So that was a good conversation. Here's what you have to have in mind when you're reaching out to people. What are the things that you can talk to people about that can connect with them deeper? And so if it's in fact something along the lines of investing, right? Make sure that you do kind of what Mark did and then follow up and say, hey, here's the breakdown if you ever do want to do that. If it's just following up with them, you don't necessarily need to call them either. Like, for instance, one of the things that we do is, Mark, I'm going to use your Facebook account because you're my friend on Facebook, right? And let's say I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see Mark and I'm like, oh, here's Mark, right? And you're a past client of mine, right? I'm scrolling down and I'm like, you just closed, let's just pretend you bought this one for 1.35 million, right? I'm like, oh, so cool, right? And then I scroll down and then you've had this amazing shift in your weight, right? You've lost 50 pounds. I'll be like, dude, that's inspiring right there. So I probably would do this. I probably would use this information and either, since you're my friend, I would either text you or I would either message you and say, hey, Mark, it's Tristan. I just saw your amazing transformation on Facebook. That's super inspiring, man. Congrats. How did you do it?
Mhm.
No
For
real
those who are
estate.
listening,
Huh?
I gotta say this. For those who are listening, Tristan is like the king of LCM, liking and commenting and messaging. I mean, you've done it like live on webinars before, and people like literally contact you back, and you just start. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's all about relationships. I think that's where everything that we're doing is based off of, right? So if I'm reaching out to Mark and I commented and I messaged him, or even better, I texted him because I have his cell phone, I'm making him feel amazing because I just saw whatever it is that he posted, and he's a past client of mine. I'm saying, hey, congrats, you inspired me. How did you do this? Now I'm starting a conversation outside of real estate. And I'm not going to bring real estate into it. A lot of the times we want to bring real estate into every conversation, and that's the backfiring part, right? So know that that's an option by looking at the social media as well. And that you don't have to call. Like Mark's call was great, but you don't have to go that route either. Just so, how long do we one-sided LCM? I'm not sure. Do you understand the question, Mark? Or should she rephrase it?
One-sided LCM, like, comment, and message. Like, how long do you do it for? If that's the question, I would recommend like 20 minutes a day, right, Tristan?
Yeah, I usually do it in the mornings. So I scroll through and whoever pops up on my feed, I usually like, comment, message. And then throughout the day, people respond back. Now, I think what you may be asking is, if I just messaged Mark a week ago, I'm not going to message him again like a week later, right? I'm going to give it some time. It could be a month, it could be a month and a half or 2 months, just so that it doesn't sound like I'm always stalking him and then I have a problem right at that point.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I see now. One-sided as in if they don't respond.
Oh, got it. If they don't respond, I'd still say it's the same thing as about a month and a half or 2 months in between.
Yeah.
But know this stat. that over 98% of the people that you message respond back through Messenger. If you saw their post on Facebook or Instagram, because it's popping up, they're live on there. It's their post. You like, comment, and then you go out and message them. The response is huge. So remember that. Now let's go into just listed, just sold. And then we'll do expireds. Mark, you called just listed, just sold. These are properties that just came up on the market, maybe day 0, day 1. That's when we usually like to call because the neighbors don't. Let's go for just listed. With just listed, these homes, if they're on day 0 or day 1 of being on the multiple listing service, the MLS, what we do is we give information at that point to all the neighbors because chances are they didn't even know that it was on the market because it's so new, right? So, Mark, when you're calling them, where do you get the information from typically?
Well, if everyone who's watching, just read Tristan's hat.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I didn't wear it on purpose. It's Red X. Great job.
That's what I use. That's what we use. We use the Red X. It's amazing. For those who don't know, it literally makes my life so much easier. It pulls all the numbers in a geographical area that I set up, and then I get all their numbers, email addresses. It scrubs the list for me from the do not call list. Super awesome. But that's where I get the information from.
All right. I like that. And somebody says, Drew says, my energy is always excited, but that could be heard as anxious and salesy. Drew, really can. It also depends on the person that you're calling. So if if it's a past client or someone from your sphere and you're reaching out in either like Mark or like I did, you already know what kind of personality they have, right? So you can at least anticipate it. And if it's an online lead, I think a more excited personality, like great energy, does really well. And then you can adjust that pretty quick on the fly. We have to be.
If Drew called me, and he's energetic, then I'm going to respond well because I'm also energetic.
Yeah, that's true. Mark is. So I think that this is where we have to be a little bit more chameleons and see where the people are at that we're talking to, and really match that energy when it comes down to it. So great question. Great question. When you're doing just listed, just sold, what are you calling about your listings or others that may be in the area you're focusing on? We do both, and we're going to go through the script right now. But this is what we typically do. We love to get either our listings or our office listings that are day 0 or day 1. And we typically grab all of the information and we just start dialing. And it's very similar. Let me see if I can find the just sold script. And I'm going to call Mark. I'm going to call you. Okay.
Sure.
If I find the just sold one, so we can just all run off of the script together. And then I can tell you some nuances because we do run these. Here we go. No, that's past client and sphere. Circle prospecting. I think that's the one.
Yep.
No, that's a different one.
You want to rip? I can do it.
Let's just riff it. Here we go. All right, Mark.
You want me to call you or you want to call me?
Yeah, call me. Here we go.
All right, ring ring.
Hello?
Hi, is this Tristan?
Yeah, who's this?
Hey Tristan, this is Mark with Keller Williams Realty. How you doing today?
Good. Do I know you?
No, no. Sorry to catch you off guard. Look, I know you're super busy, so I'll be quick. I noticed that just want to let you know that we just listed a property over on 123 Main Street. Are you familiar with that house?
I know the street. That's my street. There's a new listing?
Yeah. It just popped up. It's I'm assuming you don't know the owners. It's the one with the white picket fence.
That one's for sale now?
Yeah. It just came up. It's hot off the press information.
What's the price on that one?
Yeah, 1.9.
They're going to get 1.9 for that?
Maybe more. That's what we're going for.
Whoa.
Can you believe it?
When did that come out?
Just happened today.
Wow. Well, Geez, well, maybe. Oh man, that's crazy. Well, I'm not going to sell my house anytime soon. But thanks for
Yeah.
calling me, Mark. I appreciate you giving me the information. Who'd you say you're with?
Keller Williams. There's going to
Oh,
be a sign up pretty soon. We're actually having an open house this weekend. We're actually having it 30 minutes early for the neighbors to come by and check it out and kind of see, the property and kind of how it compares to their house and the
all right.
value and all
Well,
the good stuff.
listen,
You wanna come by?
I'm in a hurry, but is it going to be Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday 1 to 4, but for you, come on in at 12:30 if you can make it. So it's just a secret invite for the neighbors.
Yeah, I'll be home Sunday. I'll stop by. I'll stop by and take a look at the inside.
Yeah, come stop on by.
Interesting.
I know you gotta go. I can give you some information whenever I see you on Sunday, when I'll let you know what kind of happens behind the scenes with the property and kind of let you know what it goes into escrow for before anyone else knows.
Yeah, listen,
Okay?
if it does sell for over 1.9, let me know. I'm curious. I
Yeah,
might
no,
I might talk to my wife if we could get 2 million for ours, but who knows?
yeah, no, absolutely. It's very possible. And we also, can only sell the house once to one buyer. So we probably will have leftover buyers. And when that time comes, and we can talk about this on Sunday, when that time comes, I would love to, chit chat with you and see if maybe for the right price and it made sense for you, if maybe I can bring him by just to at least see it. You don't have to sell it, but just to at least see it.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate you calling, and I'll see you on. Did you say it
Sunday at
was Sunday?
12:30.
I'll see you on Sunday.
Perfect. Yeah, 12:30 to 4.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Tristan.
Yeah. And look, when you call people and you're just listed, you get a lot of these people that are short on the phone with you, and occasionally you're going to get one like I just kind of dialogued with Mark. They are interested, they're curious, especially I can't emphasize this enough because we've done this for years, since 2004. If you can call the neighborhood on day 0 of the listing and day 1, you will have a better result than most people calling just generally, like, oh yeah, I'm just going to call around this listing, it's been on the market for 3 weeks. Like, at that point, everyone knows the home's listed. The idea is to give them information that nobody else has. Right? We've surprised so many people when they're like, what? There's no sign there. We just drove by this. Yeah, you know what? The sign hasn't even been put out, but we're letting all the neighbors know. Right?
And keep in
So
mind
that's,
too that
go ahead.
if you wait long enough, people in your office or other agents in other offices will do what you're supposed to do. They're going to call and talk about it. Right?
Yeah, that's
So if
very
you, if
true.
you beat them on day 0 or day -1, say, hey, it's coming up on the market tomorrow, right? You'll be ahead of the game.
And David, you asked the question if it's your listing or somebody else's listing. We typically do our office listings and we typically do our listings. But in the past, we've done listings that are not ours. And we clearly say that they're not our listings. We state that there is a new listing that just came out, and we let them know that it's from a different brokerage. So there's no, I hate gray areas when it comes to this because I want to give the agent credit. So I'm using it though in order to create more opportunities for us. So know that. Cynthia's got a great question, Mark. And since you're the productivity coach for our office here of 300 agents, maybe you know the answer better than I do, because I sometimes get in trouble answering questions like this. So
if you're door knocking and want to let people know about a new listing, like you said, neighbors don't know yet, is it okay to share a listing sheet if it's not your listing, new agent here? If not, what is a good way to talk about it without causing any issues? Yeah, Cynthia. So in our area, you are able to do that. Obviously, check with your broker in your office, but in our area here, we are able to do that. What you're not able to do though is you're not able to say it's my listing if it's not your listing. A good way around that is just saying, hey, a property just came up in your neighborhood around down the street on 123 Banana Street, whatever. Are you familiar with that house? Or did you see that home? Or do you know the owners of that property? And then it'll most likely not go back to, are you the listing agent? And if it does, be honest, say no. If it's your office's listing and they ask if you're a listing agent, you can say it's one of my office listings, a listing
yeah.
from my office, right? And then
Yeah.
obviously if it's your listing, you can say it's your listing.
Cynthia, it's always easier if you're going to do the open house too, and you door knock around that same house earlier on. You could definitely do that as well. And there was a question. Sandra says, more like a comment, that she's finding 70%, 77% of local homeowners are on the do not call. So she has to door knock. And Sandra, you're right. There's a lot of people on the do not call. And we love door knocking as well. And we find that if we just have some type of a flyer that distracts the seller so that they can open the door and the transition happens between paper, right? All of a sudden they're listening a little bit more intently. This is why we have always something to give, whether it's a flyer with local information or a postcard or something that allows us to connect with them. So it pauses people. Sometimes they just say, hey, just leave it at the front of the door. Okay, we'll leave it there, right? And just move on. So really, really good addition. Mark, do you want to say something, buddy?
I think that's
Something that I missed?
more zooms on door knocking would be amazing. Yeah, I mean, if I'm more than happy to talk more on door knocking and expireds too.
Yeah, we didn't even get to expireds and we didn't get to door
That's-
knock.
Expireds are Tristan's, he slays with expireds.
Yeah, we can. Why don't we start with expireds the next call and then jump into door knocking? I love door knocking.
Yeah.
All right. And look, Asusena, who works with us at our Brilliant Tribe, she just put up a link to our coaching. Mark and I coach separately and together, both under a Brilliant Tribe. But definitely, I like expireds. Let's go over expireds. We got a whole different dialogue on that. We do door knocking. I love door knocking. I still love door knocking, dude. I love door knocking, except the time there was one time. Everybody's got one time story. Okay. I'm door knocking here in DV, right? And in DV, door knocking, boom, 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 boom. And he's like, I didn't get any warning. He just said, I don't know what the hell was wrong with him. He said, step away from the door. I've got a shotgun pointed at the door. I don't want to hear your shit. Just move away from the door. I'm like, oh shit, I'm just want to walk. Okay, I got no problem. I'm walking away. Dude, I was like, that is a crazy dude, man. And then I have completely amazing stories where I have people invite me in, people you don't know. You're just door knocking. Like people just invite you in and they're like, you want a glass of water, you want a snack. And then I also have crazy stories where I door knock and I get people that are like half naked and they're like, hey, come on in. And I'm like, thank you. I'm just passing by this flyer here. And then I don't know what the hell to say because it freaks me out. But that's
Chuck says it sounds like you watched too many Home Alone movies.
I know. Tell me about it, dude. Somebody is crazy. That only happened to me one time, and I door knocked for years, daily almost. Lynn, we'll also do the FSBO script. Our FSBO script is insanely good because we created it, so we didn't borrow it from anybody else.
Little flex.
A little flex, a big flex. Lynn, a big flex. It's actually in the dialogue sheet there. So this is what we'll do. We'll start with expireds. We'll go to door knocking and we'll hit for sale by owners on the next call because we typically only have about 30 minutes. Is that okay? Caroline, what about door knocking? Today's world taking into consideration ring.
Yeah.
We've done that. We still do that. We get people that
actually makes it a little easier.
Yep. Mark, what do you do? And I'll tell you what we do. Really quick. Go.
With the Ring doorbells, I ring it and then I look at that before even looking at the door. But then I also take a step back too. Being that the man, I don't want to make anyone feel like weird when they open the door and I'm like right there, like, hi, how you doing? No, I take a pretty take 2 steps back. I'm like, get away from my door. So I take a couple steps back, and if they talk to the Ring, I'll just talk to them like it's a person. Just imagine it's a person. With a full set of hair and everything.
I'll give you some advice when you're door knocking because we've done it for years. Wear something comfortable, and if you have a name badge or if you have shirts that identify your company, do that. And yeah, definitely when you knock and there's a door, ring, bell, camera, anything along those lines, step back so that they can see you clearly and you don't seem like it's a threat, especially if you're a male and you're alone and you're not door knocking with like a female partner. So know that gated communities are tough. We obviously don't go in and door knock. They usually have no soliciting signs around there. We don't usually jump into anything that says no soliciting. We'd rather not start off in a bad place. And we don't want to add any more of a bad name to the real estate agent community. So we usually just, if you don't want to be knocked, we don't knock, right? And we just go on to there's plenty of business everywhere, guys. So don't force your way in where they don't want to have you in the first place. And we'll go over all of that. How long do you door knock a day? Elena, great question. Every hour, you're going to find 13 people home on a regular size community. I'm not talking about some of these massive mansions. These are regular price, medium price houses, 13 people an hour home on average. And that just changes depending on whether it's a community that has 55 or older, a family, right? It's just that those things all depend on where you're door knocking. About an hour, we get through about 30 or so, just about 30 on average. If you want to door knock for 2 hours, you probably get to about 60 homes. Bring some water, bring the flyers, and I usually bring a piece of paper and I wrote down for years how many people we talked to in an hour. This is why I can tell you it's 13 on average. And we do hand them something as well. It's usually the comparables of the area. So we give them something. Some people, sometimes they don't want them. So like, no, keep your flyer, right? I'm not going after those people. I'm going after the ones that open the door, and I give them a flyer. They pretend they look at it, but they're really looking at you up and down and wondering what the hell you're doing in front of their house.
Yeah.
And then that's when you can talk to them. Right. So a really good one. Ileana, I haven't door knocked for a year. But Mark, when was the last time you door knocked? I think it was like 5 months ago, 6 months ago. You did it in Westlake.
Yeah, I did it in Westlake, and then I did it for myself when I was looking for a place. Yeah. It went well. It went really well.
Yeah.
Both times.
Who asked that question? Ileana, I did it for about 15 years straight. And it was something that I loved doing. So there you go. All right. We can be here for like another 2 hours, but next week, please just jump in exact same time, save the date. It's the same damn link. We're going to go over expireds. We're going to go over door knocking in detail, and we're going to go over for sale by owners. This way, if you are interested in those three things, jump in, tune in, ask questions, and then we'll probably go off on tangents again. So there you go.
Always.
Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this one. Mark, thanks for being on, buddy. I appreciate it.
See you at pickleball.
See you at pickleball.